There's a beautiful statue in Mexico that bears the unusual title Malgrito. Now, the name was given to honor the sculptor rather than the sculpture. It is said that when the sculptor Jesus Fructuoso Contreras was creating the statue, he suffered a medical accident due to a poorly treated cancer and lost his right hand. He was determined to finish the statue, so much that he learned how to chisel with his left hand. Now, the sculptor Contreras was a tireless artist, creator, and producer of several monuments. He lived fast and intensely, but his disease caused him to lose his arm and finally took him to an early death. Now, so the statue was named Malgrito, which in French means in spite of or nevertheless, because in spite of his handicap, he went on to complete his work. Malgrito is an 1898 sculpture depicting a nude woman lying down struggling against the chains to rise. Friends, the statue as well as its name, Malgrito, drives home an important life lesson to all of us. Winners do it in spite of, not in the absence of a problem. Many of us are conditioned to believe that it takes talent and intelligence to succeed. We believe that only natural talent gives us an advantage in the competitive market. We base our blueprint of success on talent alone. But the most successful people value effort and persistence, the ability to work hard for a long time. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, all other successful people value grit, the ability to keep going in the face of failure and rejections. Your ability to persevere in the face of adversity is what drives your success and achievements. Angela Duckworth, a researcher at the University of Pennsylvania, suggests that grit is a strong predictor of success and ability to reach one's goal. According to her, the ability to be gritty, to pursue what's important to you, and be resilient in the face of failure is a crucial component of success, independent of and beyond what talent and intelligence alone contributes. It is grit that brings you to that extra mile towards success. She argues, without effort, your talent is nothing more than unmet potential. And without effort, your skill is more than what you could have done but you didn't. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future day in, day out, not just for a week, not just for a month, but for years and working really hard to make the future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. However, it is more than perseverance. Grit is about interest, passion, and continuing engagement with your pursuit. It is also hope, because gritty people are optimistic about the future and the ability to improve. People with grit feel as much pain as anyone else, and setbacks still discourage them. The difference is that they maintain hope and resilience, especially when there are setbacks. Not only do people with grit work hard and finish projects, but they are in love with what they do and they think about it all the time. They are in love with a given topic for their entire lives and truly never get bored with it. The opposite is someone who is obsessed with something on Monday and by Thursday he has moved on to another topic. According to Duckworth, your effort is the defining factor that sets you apart from the rest. Your talent and IQ can give you a boost, but passion and perseverance are what will fuel you to exert the most effort into attaining your success. A core part of her thinking is that the wins in life don't all just go to those with natural talent or born skill. Instead, based on her research, she has come up with a mathematical formula showing the ingredients involved in achievement. She believes that talent multiplied by effort gives you a skill, and then skill multiplied by effort gives you achievement. In other words, those who achieve the most are those who work the hardest and have the most grit. Because effort counts twice in the formula for achievement, more than talent alone or skill alone. The effort makes the difference. Yes, it's true that Mozarts and the Ronaldos and the Michael Phelps of the world were likely born with some genetic advantages for music or running or swimming, but Duckworth contends that natural talent does not automatically yield achievement. Her theory is that talent multiplied by effort yields skill. For Mozart, the skill was of composing music. For Michael Phelps, it was the breaststroke. And that skill, when multiplied by effort, yields achievement. Now, the trouble is that we humans are all too often short when it comes to the perseverance needed to get really good at something. How many of the most well intentioned of us actually carry through on those life plans? The strivers among us, on the other hand, put in continuous and consistent effort over the long term to improve a skill, so much that we become better than the talented who are more complacent. Effort, therefore, is a multiplier. To the extent that someone's twice as talented but half as hardworking as another person might reach the same level of skill but still produce dramatically less over time. And time matters. With grit, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Friends, do you want to know the secret of how to turn yours or your child's talent into tremendous success? It's simple. Discover passion, put effort, and show up moment to moment. It's important to bear in mind that grit needs to be cultivated. If we want to be grittier, we need to ask ourselves why we aren't already as gritty as we'd like to be. Perhaps we abandon things because we get bored, or because we think they aren't worthwhile, or because we lose self confidence. To overcome this, Ducksworth identifies 4 key characteristics of grit: passion, practice, purpose, and have hope. First is passion. You need to be intrinsically drawn to something. You are not going to put in the required sustained effort if you are only kind of, sort of interested in something or doing it because someone else wants you to do it. We need to care enough and be curious about what we want. Charles Darwin might not have had the IQ of many of the contemporary thinkers of his time, but his fascination with and love for the natural world was a powerful leveler. The rest, as they say, is history. The truth is, it can be challenging or even impossible to stick to your goals if they don't fascinate you. People with grit can say, I love what I do. As a child, someone told my parents that I had music talent. So, from the age of 10, I started attending the violin classes. I wasn't thrilled. I was in fact disappointed because I wanted to learn the guitar or the drums, while my parents wanted me to learn the violin. I was pretty good, to be honest, but with no interest and absolutely no effort, I eventually lost my passion for it and gave up after a couple of years. So, go out and find the things that might interest you. Sign up for classes, read up on those things, find what gives you the underline. Go out and look for things that give you meaning, and when you do, pursue them, learn more, dwell deeper, and challenge yourself. The second important factor is practice. Do you know what it takes to become an expert or a master performer in any given field? 10,000 hours of practice, made popular by Malcolm Gladwell in his bestseller Outliers, The Story of Success. Now, the principle states that in order to become world class in any field, you need 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. So, if you want to become an expert, all you require is 4 hours a day, 5 times a week, for 50 weeks, for 10 years, which definitely works out to 10,000 hours. We've all heard the adage, practice makes perfect. But have you wondered whether that's really true? Does practice really make you perfect? Well, the truth is, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes things permanent. Only perfect practice makes things perfect. Practice doesn't always make perfect. Imperfect practice will make you perfectly imperfect. That doesn't mean that practice doesn't help. Even if practice doesn't always make perfect, it almost always makes you better than you were before practicing. The third is purpose. We all need a reason to do what we do. Purpose, according to Ducksworth, is the idea that what we do matters to people other than ourselves. As well as a core grit factor, purpose can be a great motivator. Albert Einstein said, strive not to be a success, but rather be of value. Continued deepening of passion depends on the belief that your work matters. Interest without purpose is always impossible to sustain. Developing a purpose requires you to connect your personal interest in your work with the well being of others. Grit is about having that invincible force that pushes you without limit, and that is only acquired through having meaning in what you are doing. It's about chasing after something bigger than yourself. The people with grit are people who are connected to a higher purpose. Their goals don't just serve them but also those around them. The fourth is hope. If we don't think it is possible, we won't try to do it. Grit rests on the expectation that our own efforts can improve our future. We need to adopt Carol Dweck's growth mindset and reframe our thoughts about adversity. In Ducksworth's word, if we stay down, grit loses. If we get up, grit prevails. A little optimism, it seems, can go a long way. Friends, you have one life, so make it a masterpiece. The only limitations standing in your way are the ones that are in your mind. When you master your mind, you master your life. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Strive to be a gritty person in every area of your life.